What is up, awesome people of the internet? Guys, last night we saw the Ohio State, take down Iowa in the Big Ten and tournament quarterfinals. The final score of the game was 60 Ohio State, 59 Iowa. This was a nail biter of a game. Literally went down to the wire, down to the final seconds. As Cotie McMahon was fouled with 6 seconds left to go, she made both of her free throws, and ultimately Iowa had 2 chances to convert. They missed on both, and the game was over, and Ohio State was ecstatic about getting this dub. After the game, we had Cotie McMahon do a post-game talk with the ladies of the Big Ten Network, and she had some stuff to say, and there were a lot of people on social media who had something to say about what she had to say. So I'm going to talk about what she had to say and people's responses to it. But first, what did Cotie McMahon say?
What's it about that team that brings out the competitive fire in you guys?
Not going to get into it all the way, but let's just say they're a little disrespectful as far as, how they view us. So we take that personal. I take that personal. I like to fight on the court. I have that dog in me. So I go out there and prove it. And yeah. I was a great team. I'll give it to them, credit 1,000%. But, we just stay poised and doing what we do. Don't let them get too hot on the outside, on the three. We do that, we're going to be fine. Offense will come, but our defense is what we've been needing to focus on.
All right, so that is what Cotie McMahon had to say. And yeah, she did take this stuff personal. She took this game very, very personal, and she gave it all she had. She left it all out on the court. 18 points. She led all scorers in yesterday's game, and ultimately she did take it personal. She did take it personal, and she's like, "Hey, this is a thing where y'all a little disrespectful in y'all opinions of us, and we are going to take you down." And they did, narrowly. Now, this is not the first time that these teams have played this season. They played earlier in February, and this was a game that also was a nail biter. But ultimately, Ohio State was able to get the dub over Iowa. In that game, we also saw Cotie McMahon have a monster of a game. She had 25 points in that game, 8 rebounds, where Ohio State took down Iowa 86-78. Now, this was earlier in February, and so they play again in the NCAA in the Big Ten tournament, and Cotie McMahon again was like, "Yeah, I got something to prove. I got something to prove because y'all a little disrespectful in the way that y'all view us." Now, I saw some people online that was like upset about her saying that, and they were like, "How dare she? How dare she call somebody disrespectful?" There were some people who were like, "What's the big deal?" I saw some people who were like, "You're disrespectful too." Here's my thoughts. Here's the thing. Whether or not we believe that this is a rivalry, this is a conference game between two teams who have been in the Big Ten Conference for a long time. So there are stories that are told over time in these various programs about various teams that play in their conferences. So like you have a lot of historical knowledge, and then we have seen Ohio State and Iowa towards the top of the Big Ten for a couple of years now. And we have seen them battle against each other. We have seen Iowa, knock down Ohio State, and we've seen Ohio State knock down Iowa. We saw, what was it, last year, where Cotie McMahon ended up getting a tech. She like bumped, she didn't even bump. She was like walking, and then Caitlin embellished the move, and then Cotie got called for a tech, and she's like, "What in the world?" We've seen games get a little chippy. We have seen ultimately Iowa finish out at the top of the Big Ten. And as a team that had gone, 10 plus games, not losing in the Big Ten tournament, Iowa was the top dogs. They probably was like, "Hey, y'all may have got us during the regular season, but we still Iowa. We can still make this stuff happen." And then maybe Cotie's like, "Hey, You're not giving us the respect we deserve. We are good. We are better than you, and y'all think y'all better than us. That's a little disrespectful. Or maybe it's something else. Either way, I don't see a big deal. What's the big deal in this, right? What's the big deal? Because she literally said that she wasn't gonna go all the way. She wasn't gonna tell us all the stuff that was happening. But they're a little disrespectful. We don't know exactly what that disrespect is. It could be like that Connecticut version of disrespect, where like Connecticut was like would add like the capital CT at the end of disrespect because they're like, hey, we are a good squad and y'all are not giving us the respect that we deserve, right? Like the media don't pay attention to us and all this other stuff. Like who knows exactly what that disrespect means? But I don't see anything wrong with Cody saying it. It is what it is. These games are personal. Hannah Stokey was asked about that in the post-game presser, and here's what she said. So yeah, I mean, every game is personal. Every game is personal, and there are instances where coaches and players, maybe they add a little bit to the narrative when they're playing against a certain team to kind of get themselves in the right head frame so they can go out there and dominate. There's a lot of lore when it comes to these like legacy teams and like a lot of history that may not just be around women's basketball. And I'm down for it. I like it. These players don't have to like each other. They don't have to like the teams that they play. There's nothing wrong with that because there's just so much legacy when it comes to these teams and whatnot. And I'm cool with all of it. So yeah, that's it. Cody McMahon had a great game. This was an awesome nail biter of a game that Iowa actually could have won. But unfortunately for them, Lucy Olsen struggle fested the entire game. And when your best player is shooting 6 of 18, it's kind of hard to make some stuff happen, right? When they're missing layups and they're missing easy stuff, it's like, it's kind of hard, And for Ohio State, it wasn't like they played fantastic. They didn't. They struggled as well. However, when it came down to it, their best player showed up. And their best player is Cody McMahon. Cody showed up, made some stuff happen. Even though Jelani Cambridge was horrible from the field, she was able to ultimately be okay because Cody McMahon was there and she was the backstop for Ohio State. They ended up getting some critical 3-point shots by Taylor Theory to get the dub, and ultimately Ohio State continues the dance in the Big Ten tournament. And we got some big games heading up today, and I am very much excited about it. Hopefully you all are as well. We do have Ohio State versus UCLA. That game is happening at 4:30 Central Time on the Big Ten Network. We also have Michigan versus USC to round out the 2 Big Ten games of the day. Hopefully you all are watching those. And yeah, that is the video. What do y'all think? Do y'all think that the conversation around Cody McMahon is much of a nothing burger? Let me know. Do you think that she was being disrespectful? Do you think that there's anything wrong with being disrespectful? In women's basketball or basketball in general, like this isn't a big deal. Who cares? Like these are players. They need stuff to motivate them. Maybe there's a lot of stuff that's been happening that we don't know about. Who knows? Either way, Cody McMahon said nothing wrong. Nothing wrong at all. And let players talk they talk, man. Let them talk they talk. Anyway, that's the video. I'll see you on the next one. Till next time, guys. Bye-bye.